Welcome to Mid-American Money. I'm Ernie Goss, Professor of Economics here at Creighton University and also Director of the Economic Forecasting Group at Creighton as well. Today I'm joined by Tony Hendrickson, my usual partner in crime, I'll call him that, from Creighton, who's Dean of the College of Business at Creighton. And today I'm very happy to greet our guest today, Ms. Karen Harbert, who is the CEO of the Institute for 21st Energy out of D.C. and then part of the a unit of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. So very happy to have her, and we're obviously going to talk about energy today, and of course that's a hot topic. But first I want to discuss the findings from our January survey of supply managers in 9 states stretching from North Dakota and Minnesota north to Oklahoma and Arkansas in the south. These are supply managers in these 9 states. We get a leading economic indicator from that survey, and the latest results are just out. So you're getting them hot off the press, the internet, whatever you want to call it, you're getting them. So our January survey results, leading economic indicator rises above growth neutral. Of course, that's good, much like the national numbers that came out this week as well. The employment index rises slightly, so we're getting some job additions now, folks. That's news, news, news. Now, not many jobs. You probably know the person they hired. Inventories declined for the 16th straight month, but pullbacks are slowing. And as you know, that's where the GDP growth came in the fourth quarter. The inventory reduction slowed. Not such great news, but still it's getting better. Inflation gauge is more than double what it was this time last year. So the Federal Reserve is trying to convince you and me and everybody else that inflation's in check. I don't think so. Inflation's going up faster than what they'd like to see. So overall, our results point to a regional economy that's expanding, but it's expanding with elevated inflationary pressures, not a lot of new jobs. Now, Karen, thanks for joining us today. Really happy to have you. You just jetted in from Washington. Thanks, and thank you for being here. Now, you were instrumental in providing the President Obama, with 88 now specific energy policy recommendations. Can you give us an overview? Not all 88 of them now. But not
I don't think your viewers have enough time, right?
We don't have that much. Well, hey, what the heck? What else has an economist got to do besides that?
There you go. Well, thanks for having me. This is a great time to speak about this. You know, when the President and the new Congress came in, we thought it was incumbent upon us to give them a plan to restart the economy, and everybody knows that energy is so important to fueling our economic recovery and over the longer term keeping our economy competitive. So this being an economic show, you understand the importance of diversification, and we spent a lot of time in our recommendations about diversifying our energy portfolio. We need oil and gas, and we need coal, and we need nuclear, we need alternatives, we need alternative transportation fuels. Nebraska has a lot to do with that. So we need it all, and we need a very good and balanced portfolio. But in order to have that, we need to have infrastructure.
Well, for Tony, you know, if you say green energy, for Tony, that's green that glows. I mean, you have to understand. But Tony, so a lot of diversification. Tony, I mean, you've been bullish on the energy stocks and the energy sector for a long time. I mean, do you see what the administration is doing as sort of helpful? Or?
Well, somewhat. I mean, they're trying to expand the portfolio, as Karen pointed out, and I think that that's needed and important. And what we have here globally is actually more competition for global energy capacity than we've ever had before, with expanding capabilities in manufacturing in Asia, especially in China. They need more energy than they've ever needed.
So we can export energy, actually.
Sure, and they've actually, and they have, obviously they have a growing middle class, people that would like to purchase transportation vehicles, and they have to run on some type of energy. So there's more global demand for energy than there ever has been before. But the real challenge is how we're going to do that in an environmentally sustainable way.
Okay, well now cap and trade. I mean, Karen, did your organization take a position on cap and trade? I mean, obviously with that increased energy production, there are CO2 emissions. Is that?
Sure. I mean, as you said, China's going to have, they have 30 million cars today, they're going to have 300 million. Energy demand is growing up, and how do we meet our energy demand, our economic requirements in an environmentally responsible way? There are as many flavors of cap and trade as there are ice cream, and probably more. So the current bills that we saw in Congress this year, we thought were going to be economically devastating for our nation, particularly Nebraska. I mean, it stood to lose about $1 billion in state GDP between now and 2030. So we think there's better ways to do it that can grow our economy and still solve our energy and environmental problems. And it means having infrastructure, a diversified portfolio, but more American resources. You know, we can reduce our dependence on foreign oil and do some things here with our economy. So we'd like to see a bottom-up approach that has a nice, even, balanced, common sense approach, rather than 1,400 pages and lots of new mandates.
But now we're going to have to take a little time. Now we've got to turn now. I know